I bet you didn't know you could reach Antarctica on a shoestring budget. And if you want more wild adventures, make sure to check out and subscribe to Hidasur channel YouTube for more epic journeys. The idea was mad. To reach Antarctica with nothing but grit and borrowed gear. Most people save for a lifetime for a glimpse of that frozen continent. I had no money, no ticket, just a burning need to test myself against the last great wilderness. This wasn't a holiday, it was about discovering what a human is truly capable of when stripped of comfort and security. The journey began not with a plan, but with a feeling, a call to face the raw power of nature. People told me it was impossible. Their warnings only fueled my determination. This was my Everest, my battle against the odds. The questions, how to cross the Drake Passage, how to survive the cold, how to find food, weren't obstacles, but puzzles to solve. I believed the answers would come from resilience and the kindness of strangers. So with hope and fear, I set my sights on Ushuaia, Argentina, the end of the world, gateway to Antarctica. My plan: get to Ushuaia and find a way onto a boat heading south. No ticket, no connections, no money. Just a story and a belief that someone would see the fire in my eyes. It was a 1 in a million gamble, but for a dream this big, you have to bet everything. The journey had already begun. Getting to Ushuaia was the first test. No plane ticket, just my feet and a thumb. I hitchhiked down South America, relying on the kindness of strangers and paying my way with stories and help. It was slow, humbling, and full of unexpected generosity. Ushuaia's port buzzed with ships bound for Antarctica. I spent days on the docks, offering to work for passage. Most people laughed or shook their heads. Rejection stung, but I kept asking. My break came from the grizzled captain of a battered research vessel, the Sea Serpent. He saw my determination and offered me a spot. Not as a passenger, but as an unregistered crew member if I worked harder than anyone. Crossing the Drake Passage was brutal. The sea tossed us like a toy, waves crashing, sky churning. I worked non-stop, securing cargo, helping in the engine room, standing watch in the freezing wind. I was always cold, wet and exhausted, but every mile made me stronger. I wasn't a passenger, I was crew. Powered by will and sweat, I was finally on my way to Antarctica. The impossible was becoming real. The adventure was only beginning. Antarctica felt like another planet, endless, white, silent, and deadly. The cold was a predator, always waiting. Staying warm meant constant movement and smart layering. Standing still was an invitation to hypothermia. Food was fuel, not pleasure. I learned to conserve every calorie, sometimes supplementing rations with edible lichen. Every step was calculated to save energy. Shelter was life. Away from the ship, the wind could kill in minutes. I learned to find natural windbreaks and build emergency snow caves. Inside, the howling gale faded to a whisper, a primal skill connecting me to explorers of old. Safety was a mental game. Every step could be fatal. A hidden crevasse, a slip, a careless moment. I probed the snow ahead, respected the wildlife, and stayed alert. Antarctica demanded total focus. One lapse could be your last. It was the ultimate lesson in mindfulness and respect for nature. Survival here was about adaptation, awareness, and humility. Every day was a victory. I couldn't have survived without the unexpected kindness of others. The crew of the Sea Serpent became my family. At first skeptical, they grew to respect and support me. Maria, the cook, snuck me extra stew. Lars, the first mate, taught me to read the ice. Their help was more than physical, it was morale, warmth, and belonging. At a remote research station, scientists welcomed me, fed me, and shared their stories. A Japanese geologist gave me his thermal socks, a small gift that saved my feet. These acts of kindness were treasures in the cold. Survival wasn't just about toughness, it was about connection. The greatest resource in the wild is each other. We think of survival as solitary, but it's the kindness of strangers that keeps us alive. Antarctica taught me you're never truly alone if you're open to the goodness of others. Humanity shines brightest in the harshest places. This adventure was a storm of emotions. Fear, hope, surprise, and joy. Fear was constant, crossing the Drake Passage, staring into crevasses, facing the unknown. But courage meant acting despite fear, step by step. Hope fueled me, believing I'd find a boat, seeing sunlight after a storm, sharing a smile with a crewmate. Antarctica's beauty was astonishing. Electric blue ice, profound silence, bursts of life, penguins, whales, the unexpected. These moments of wonder were my reward. And then joy, a deep, lasting joy of accomplishment and presence. Setting foot on the continent, standing on a ridge above endless ice, I felt gratitude for my strength, for others' help, and for the privilege of being there. The emotions were raw and real. Antarctica stripped life to its essence. I was fully alive. Antarctica is a ruthless teacher. True wealth isn't money or possessions. It's dry socks, a handful of food, a working stove, and trust in your companions. The ice strips you to your core. What you own means nothing. Who you are means everything. I discovered resilience I never knew I had. Limits are often self-imposed. In survival, you find strength and determination you never imagined. The wild changed my relationship with nature. Seeing Antarctica's fragility made climate change personal and urgent. I felt like a guest in a sacred place, moved to protect it. Simplicity became precious. Life was reduced to basics: shelter, food, warmth, and looking out for each other. In that clarity, I found peace. Happiness isn't about more, it's about less. Contentment comes from within, not from what you accumulate. Antarctica's lessons are permanent. I returned changed forever. Antarctica was the goal, but the real journey was within. I set out to conquer a continent, but it conquered me, stripping away ego and teaching humility, resilience and connection. The greatest obstacles are not mountains or oceans, but the doubts within our minds. Adventure isn't bought, it's a mindset, resourceful, open-hearted, willing to step into the unknown. The world is full of good people and hidden beauty. The key is to take the first step. Whether your Antarctica is a place, a dream, or a challenge, the principle is the same. Believe in yourself, trust others, and start moving. Your spirit is your greatest currency. Your determination is your best gear. Don't wait for perfect conditions. The perfect moment is now. The adventure you seek is inside you, waiting to be unleashed. Go find your Antarctica and discover the power within.